Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. I'm going to do a little share and a little crafting together today. And what you're seeing on my desk in front of me is an array of vellum, printed vellum that I printed on my computer. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on best ways to make some envelopes, some coin pockets, different glues that work when you're gluing vellum, when you make these pockets. And I'm crooked. Let me get this not crooked here. Yep, I think I'm in frame. I'm also going to show you some of the other little projects I've done with this, and I love working with it. I just love vellum. So let's just get right into it. Well, before I get into that, yesterday I did a video upload of using craft text and making your own traveler's notebooks out of it. And I just wanted to show you a couple of the ones I finished from yet. Well, they're not finished. The covers are finished. This is the one where I had the key embossing that we worked together. So that's the one side, and this will be the inside of the journal. I brought the camera a little closer so you could see that beautiful leather effect, and I want you to, I wish you could feel it, but you can't feel it, how soft it is after you use the glycerin and water technique that I showed you. So there's this one that I'm going to be making. I did this one with the cloth, or the clocks and the coffee brown, but I came in with some navy, and I'm going to come back in with some more navy to so these this embossing will pop a little bit better. And here's the inside of that one. So this will look like that. And these are just little A6 size traveler's notebooks. Some of these I may just sew a signature in, and some of them I might do like this, you know, an actual traveler's notebook. So if you missed that video, you can check it one down. And then I made this one, which I thought, gosh, that would make a nice, I know you can make wallets. I've seen people make wallets out of these, and this one almost looks like a wallet design, doesn't it? But I'm going to use it as a journal cover. What I did is I just ran an embossing folder right down the middle. And here's the inside of this one, and this has been sewn around. And then I have one more that I worked on, because then I went on to this whole vellum project. This, I'm not sure, this is the leather side that I have not inked this yet, but I did put some fabric on the inside, but now I'm wondering if I want to do it this way. So I haven't sewn yet because I'm not sure what side I'm going to sew on and how I'm going to finish this one out. So I just wanted to do a quick catch up on that. Now I want to show you some of these beautiful, how beautiful vellum does look when it's printed on. Here's a music note one. These are actually, what are these? Cherry blossoms. These are cherry blossoms. Here's a map. See how vibrant the colors look? Let me pop this light up a little bit. It's dark out today, very cloudy, so I have on my aught light and my overhead light, so I hope you, well, now I'm getting a glare. I feel like I'm getting a glare from that aught light. Let me pop that down a little bit. I'll move it over here. There. I still feel like I'm getting a glare. And these are birds. Aren't they pretty? Or I think, maybe finch? Well, different birds. And so I have these. We're going to work with these today, and these, and this little offcut, and I'm going to show you what I played around with yesterday and made. And then some other types of tissue paper, pockets, coin envelopes, and different things that I've made out of parchment paper and tissue papers and all that for that great texture that we love when we're doing our journals. So I made this envelope, and I used an envelope punch board actually for this one. Isn't that pretty? Now this is all ready to go to trim up. You can pop these in, you know, this face down and stuff them, or put them in pockets, or use these for cards, or, you know, it's endless. And look how pretty. Wouldn't lace be pretty on this? Because it has like a lace design. So that's an envelope. Let me see if I made another envelope. I think I made a couple of small ones. Yes. Look at this sweet little butterfly one where I printed the butterflies on the vellum. And this is just a small envelope. Now this one, okay, I'm going to go over the glue. See how that came unglued? And I'll tell you why. Because I tried an array of different things, and I'll show you what worked best for me and what didn't of these glues. Okay, so this one I'm going to re-glue because it's more than likely I used this. I used this, and I love this glue stick. I use it for when I'm using napkins and whatnot. You can see the blue, but then it dries clear. But I have not had luck on the vellum with it. It just comes right up. Okay, so it's temporary. So I think I'm going to try this glue stick for that one. I haven't tried this glue stick yet, but I have tried these other glues. I've also made, oh, here's one more little envelope. Okay, in whatever way, if you have a template to make envelopes, we're going to use an envelope punch board today just to make one envelope. But I'm going to show you how to make coin envelopes without the punch board. Here's a little type, like a glassine sack type thing, and that I made, where you just make your own little, and I just did this just about 5 minutes ago, and you can see the glue has not dried clear. But this glue, it will dry clear. It will. This is, I used this Cosmic Shimmer on this, which is just a white, it's a white acrylic glue, and I like the cap, and it's a little thinner, and so you see the tip, so I got a good, now I'm not advocating any of these brands. These are things that I bought on my own and I just tried on my own through the years. So I just popped this little piece of record ephemera in there so you could see that. Then here's a larger, like a larger coin envelope with these cute birds. See that? That would, let me see if I have something to, here's just a piece of ephemera. Well, you know, you can make matching tags, you know, whatever you want to do with these. Here's some more, I think these are more cherry blossoms. That's another, see the back? And I'll show you how I achieve that. Then I have these were actually a little template that I got off of the Graphics Fairy, and I printed them right on vellum, and these cute little cards were on there, and I just cut those out and popped those right in there. So these little coin envelopes, it says for me from you, are already, you can do just print out a template right on your vellum. And if you don't, so it's all ready for you and just put it together. Now I did use, I want you to see this. See, this kind of got wrinkled a little bit here. I used too much glue. Now the Eileen's Tacky Glue does work well to adhere the vellum. Actually, this adheres just about everything. But you have to be very light-handed with it, or else the vellum may like shrivel a little bit. See, it's just got a little bit of a shrivel. But that doesn't really bother me because this may end up face down. I don't know, I don't know what I'll do with it. Put it in Happy Mails, put it in pockets, put it in tuck spots. They're just as cute as can be. This one doesn't have a card in it. This one does. Isn't that cute? Just put your little, be cute with little vintage calling cards you can, you know, download. Then I also like to make these pockets, which is almost like a bag. And these I sew right into my signatures. So here you can see I would sew that right into a signature. These are little bees. Aren't they cute? And here's just a piece of ephemera or whatever you're going to tuck them in. And they sew in marvelously, marvelously, darling. And here's another one that I just made, and I thought this lace paper was so pretty. And I thought, gosh, you see this seam right here? And this glue hasn't dried completely. Look how pretty that would be just to do this. You know, just some lace. But, you know, you can, once you make these, you can decorate them. Now, let me show you some other things, and then we'll get into making a couple of those coin envelopes. These are things that I've made through the last year or two, and I've had in my stash. And this I made out of parchment. So you can do parchment. I've never tried to print on parchment. I don't, to be honest with you. It doesn't ink well, and oh, talk about inking. I wanted to tell you also, let me see, that this, I did ink around, and this Distress ink will adhere to the vellum. I haven't really had a problem with that, and I'm sure, of course, alcohol inks would, and, you know, they're permanent, and you could probably use other things, but I did go around the edges with some Distress ink, and this was just some vintage photos. See, it does take. So I just let it dry. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about to you with vellum. When you print it, this is just an inkjet printer. When you print your vellum, make sure to just let it dry a little bit. The ink does take a little longer to dry on it, but then it is, you know, non-transferable once it dries. So make sure you do that. So these are just made out of parchment paper. And then I made this little, these are two little, let me show you. I'm going to take these out. Where you can layer your little bags that you make, or your little sacks you make. And so I have like a little tuck here. I just pulled these two pieces of ephemera out just to show you. So there's a tuck there and a tuck there. Then I made this one, which is a piece of star tissue paper. And you can sew, vellum does sew, parchment paper you can sew, you know, you can sew on these. So right here we have, and I kind of got this idea, it's a little bit different from Kelly Snow over, she has a channel where she does a stack of sacks. So I always like to give credit where credit was due, and I've seen her do this, and then hers are different, but you know, I did get that idea of stacking up all of your different, she usually just stacks the, what I've seen her do, these glassine bags in different sizes. So I did, let me see if I can get these out so I can show you that there's a lot of different ways you can do this. So in here would be a tuck, a full tuck. See, and I went in and I sewed around these three little bags. So we have a little bag here, And then we have a tuck back here because I just glued right here. Then we also have the bag here. And then we have the tuck spot back here. So how fun is that when you can just stack up? I mean, none of this stuff goes with this, but I'm just showing you what you can do. And I also did it with this. Now, this is tissue paper that I ordered from a company called Cavallini, and I just most of this is, and I think they call it wrapping paper, but it's like the same. You know, I wouldn't call it tissue. To me, tissue paper is much thinner. So I just made this. See, I'll show you. We're going to make these little bags. And I made one, let me see, we have a bag here, and then we have a tuck spot here, and then we have a bag here, and then we have another big tuck here. You could put a tag in. Then we have another bag, a little bag here, and then a tuck spot, and then another bag here. So you can see kind of the gist of where I'm going with these. And these I will literally just glue right on the page, maybe do a little decorating, but all the tags and stuff and tuckies coming out is, you know, more than enough. So I have those, and then I made this little coin envelope here. See all the different sizes? You can just go with the flow. And you see, I'll show you how I use my little scissors. Here's another stack of different bags. So we have a tuck here. Let me see. I mean, a bag here. We have a tuck back here. I hope you're following me, guys, because I don't, basically, these are 3 bags sewn together. 3 of these little things I make sewn together. So I just sew around the edges. So in behind each bag, you have a tuck. So you have in the bag, behind the bag, in the bag, behind the bag, and in the bag, and depending on how you adhere it to your page, if you just glue down or sew again right down the sides, then you would also have a tuck in behind. So I hope that I was explaining that. Here's just some more. Now this I made, I love this tea theme, and this is, I think, pretty much the end of it. I've used it in some journals. This is again one of these where I will sew into a journal, and then I just made a little tab with lace on the end. So on one side of the journal you'll have this tuck area, and on the other side you'll have this. So I'll probably go in and do a punch here on that one. Here's some more. See all the different sizes. So I just went to town. Here's another one. This has a little, I used this one in my mom's chocolate journal. And if there's a flip through on that, I don't know, about 20 videos ago. And let me see. There's another one of those. And then the bicycle. This one's the French theme tissue. All of this paper came from Cavallini and Company. Now I made just a big bag. Okay, so I may cut off this end, but I might not. So this is just a bag that I made out of this tissue-y paper. Here's another bag. Here's another bag that I made. You know, you can buy these. Let me see. Let me see. I feel like I'm gonna go long today. I don't know. I'm looking for my bag. Oh, okay. Alright, well, I have this one. Oh, here they are. You know, you can buy these. But if you like to make things, you know, You can make them. You buy the tissue paper. See, I bought these. These are just, it's virtually the same exact material. See? Actually, this is more of a craft sack here. But this is very craft-like. I mean, anyway, so you get the gist of that. So let's go ahead. Let me come back. Move this stuff aside. And just make a few things. Okay, I'll put these 2 bags aside. Let's pull out a little of my vellum. Let me get in frame, and I've been standing. You know how I end up standing to start these videos, and then I'm like, I gotta sit down. The problem is sometimes I feel like I'm not in frame because I can't really see. I can kind of see, but I don't see well.